morning. Welcome to this edition of the Lynn Hayes Freeland Show. So a little bit later on the program, we're going to wash. Yep, we're going to wash, but not in the way that you think. What am I talking about? Guess what? I'm not telling you. You're going to have to stick around and find out. We begin, however, with the theater. I feel like next time Joyce Megerson Moore comes, she's going to have to bring some buttered popcorn.
Or some macaroons. Maybe I'll bring you that. Yeah.
There you go. That'll work. So, New
Well, I'm
Horizon
glad
Theater.
you let us on again.
Yeah, you got something special that's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
In fact, today being Sunday, folks need to watch the show and then go online and get their tickets.
Or you can come to the door and get your tickets since it'll be late. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll be there. I'll know if you came. Sometimes people tell me, "Oh, I came." I said, "When?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I said, "I'm there all the time."
All the time. And you are at the door.
I am.
Yeah. So what's this production?
It's called Cowboy. And sometimes people hear the name, they think, "Oh, I don't want to go see that." But it's a great story. You know, Leon Gray writes great historical pieces.
I think that is your favorite playwright.
Yeah. He's one of them. In case some of the others are watching, he's one of my favorite playwrights. And he wrote this story, Cowboy, and it's written, it's about Baz Reeves. He was the first deputy sheriff in the U.S. And he came right out of slavery, and he lived with the Indians for a long time, learned how to speak 3 languages, and they said Indians at that time. I know it's Native Americans. And then Judge Isaac Parks knew about him and knew about his work and called him to be a deputy marshal. And so he started working. That is a great story because it came, as I say, came out of slavery, and so his story there it's a wonderful story as told by Leon.
So what would this time frame be?
Okay, well, he was born in 1888. He was born in 1838, and he served as deputy marshal for 32 years. And he moved to Texas after slavery was over. He moved to Texas, and then he came back to Arkansas, which is where he was born. And I never knew about him as growing up in Arkansas. My husband said he remembered his grandmother talking about black cowboys, and they never believed it. Oh, no, he knows. He loves history.
I was going to say, that's why I said, of course.
He wanted to do a documentary about Baz Reeves 20 years ago, but nobody was interested, or there was no money to do it. So now Leon Gray has put it on stage. And some people wonder, how these stage things will go, and it's just great the way he weaves this all together, the history, the drama, and he puts it on stage like he did the Kings of Harlem, about basketball players prior to the Globetrotters. And he can just tell some wonderful stories. It keeps you mesmerized.
So, I would think, though, given this period of time, this era, the challenges, I would imagine there's got to be a lot of twists and turns, ups and downs, and a few surprises in this story.
And in Leon's agile mind, I'm sure there will be. He tells the historical piece, but he does put drama in it, so it's interesting, and it will be interesting to students too. I've been trying to get some student groups to come, but it's really difficult to try to get students to come. Out of the Pittsburgh Public Schools, shall I say it? Yes, I did, because we really try each time, because we have all these great historical pieces and we want them to know about it, because these are things that were not in the history books. They never were. I was
going to say, and these are things that probably aren't in the classroom either.
They're not in the classroom. And usually the young people and the adults don't know about them. And they'll say, oh, there was a African-American deputy marshal in 1888.
In the 1800s, wow.
He had 11 children, and he was a bad, my husband said he was a bad man.
I thought you were going to say, I thought I was going to have to say, shut your mouth.
Yeah, and somebody asked me last night, well, is he bad like Django? I said, no, he was bad in a good way. He arrested the bad guys. Although the story is that when he ran off to the Indian Territory, that he had beaten his owner, his slave owner. who was cheating in a card game, and he had beaten him up, and then he had to run off, and he ran into the Indian Territory where he stayed and learned 3 languages there.
Oh my.
Yeah, and Bass,
So, yeah.
and he used to come into town. They said riding along those roan horses. He's 6'2", you know.
Wow,
He come in there, and people
statuesque.
didn't know he was because he was in disguise. He finds out, you know, he targets his man, and then he comes back and arrests them. And
Kind of like undercover.
yeah. He did
Interesting.
3,000. He made 3,000 arrests without one gun wound to himself.
All right, tell me about the cast. Who plays him?
Okay, well, this cast is from New York.
Okay.
And so I can't remember the young man's name because I don't know
You don't
all
know
of
him.
them. I
Okay,
don't
all
know
right,
all of them,
okay.
but he plays it. These are some actors that have been here with us before.
Okay,
And
all
we have a local crew as some of our technical crew, but the
okay.
actors and all.
Oh, that's nice.
Have
That's
come.
exciting.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
exciting.
Uh-huh.
So we'll see some familiar faces.
Yeah, you will.
Some of the other
yeah,
shows.
and then some of the familiar people who did the set,
Okay.
the Carpenters
all right.
and so forth.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
awesome.
it's
Look at those
gonna be
hats. I love it.
great. It's
All
gonna
right,
be
so
great.
folks need to come out today. They need to come
Today
out
at
today.
3 p.m.
Okay.
Come a little early so you can get a parking spot.
Okay, where's it going
And
to be?
it'll be at Kelly Strayhorn. That's where
Okay,
we're
that's your new
renting.
home. Yeah.
Well, just for this play. We're
Oh,
renting
okay.
space for this play. You know, we
Okay,
move
you
around
move
a little
around,
bit.
yeah. Okay.
Nomadic Theater Company, but
That's
one of these
okay.
days we'll have a home. But
There
people
you go.
follow us, and we are happy
Absolutely,
about
it's worth
that.
it. So 3 o'clock today, and if you're buying your ticket at the door, you need to get there early. Can you go online?
You
or
can go
should just-
online
At this point, because it's just a couple hours from now, you should
from
just
there.
get
Well, you
there
can still
early,
go
yeah.
there, newhorizontheater.org.
Okay.
And then current productions, and then you'll come up on Cowboy.
And buy the ticket, indeed.
Uh-huh,
And you know what? Before we run out of time, I love the theater, and I used to always look for great opportunities to expose my son to the theater. And sometimes it was hard to find a play that he would like. This sounds
This
like
one.
a good play to bring
know.
our young boys to as well.
I know. They're going to get a lot of good history out of it, and they can have a lot of discussion afterwards. And Leon, with his cast, always comes out and meet and greet the audience. So that's always great.
Yeah,
To come out and say
absolutely.
hello. So
There you go.
we're excited about this.
All right,
and
sounds
we hope
perfect.
this sold out in North Carolina at the theater festival. So we
Oh,
want to
okay.
do the same here
Absolutely,
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
nothing else, let's sell out 3 o'clock
Sell
today.
out, that's
Get your
right.
boys there. My son used to always say, do I have to go see the Nutcracker again, Mom? This is a great alternative. Get your son there. Joyce Megerson Moore, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Lynn.
it. 3 o'clock today,
3
Kelly
o'clock.
Strayhorn.
We'll see you.
Be there.
Or
We'll take
be
a break.
square.
When we come back, we're going to do some wash. You'll be surprised at what we're washing. Stick around.